Wir gucken mal ganz kurz. Wir haben doch hier einen Unterschlupf. Erschöpfung, Migräne und er erholt sich. Da bin ich, sagt er. Ja, da ist er. Wir brauchen was gegen Erschöpfung. Ach, hier. Kälte und Blutarmut. Okay, Erschöpfung. Und natürlich wird es so nicht angezeigt, ne? Wir müssen weiter hier rum, glaube ich, ne? Nee. Hier lang? Ja. Ach, das war das Bett da oben, ne? Ah!
This thirst for blood.
Du hast gute Laune. Ja, ist doch schön. Überschlag. Das ist doch schön, wenn du gute Laune hast. Was kommt denn dazu? Oder wie kommst du dazu? Okay, hier ist ordentlich was los gewesen. Alter Schwede. Teile für dein 100 km/h ferngesteuertes Auto bekommen. Oha. 100 km/h ferngesteuert? Krass. Kann man das überhaupt noch so steuern mit dem Joystick? Unterschlupf freigeschaltet. Ja, cool. Jetzt habe ich hier einen Unterschlupf, glaube ich, wo ich auch Sachen herstellen kann, hoffe ich. Aber sieht gerade noch nicht so aus. Truhe. Da kann ich Sachen herstellen. Ja, sehr schön. Okay, ja, ich weiß. RT. Hier kann ich die Sachen verbessern. Kannst auch einstellen, wie schnell du fahren möchtest. Okay. Klingt gut. Erschöpfung. 1, 2. Davon mache ich mal 3. Blutarmut mache ich auch einmal. Und wenn ich schon dabei bin, mache ich auch einmal das. So. So. Dann habe ich mal ein bisschen was auf der hohen Kante. Geiler Beat. So, wir wollen jetzt aber nicht schlafen, weil das würde wieder bedeuten, dass wir Alter! Oh ja, genau. Er ist einen halben Meter vor uns gesprungen, ja? Hau ihn doch tot, ey. Ja, an den haben sie rumgenuckelt. Blut als Sucht. Vampire trinken Blut. Diese finstere Besonderheit ist womöglich die bedeutendste Eigenschaft ihres Zustandes, wenn ich das so sagen darf. Ich sehe darin jedoch nicht das wichtigste Charakteristikum ihrer Ernährung. Seit ich sie studiere, hat mich fasziniert, wie sie dieses unmängliche Verlangen nach Blut ertragen. Sie wollen es mehr als alles andere und dieser Drang lässt sie sogar leichtsinnig werden. Wenn sie es trinken, scheinen sie eine Art kurzen Trancezustand zu erleben. Eine ekstasische Erleuchtung, wie es mir einst der Vulkot in Moskau verriet. Dies ist der entscheidende Schritt zum Verständnis des Daseins und der Natur von Vampiren. Sie trinken nicht, um zu überleben, sondern weil sie es berauscht. Jeder einzelne Vampir ist süchtig nach Blut. Es ist Teil ihres ureigenen Wesens und jene unter der Unsterblichen, die sich willentlich weigern, diesen Durst nachzugeben, werden doch nie völlig von dieser Sucht befreit. Die Enthüllung der Nacht von Usher Talltree, Christmas von St. Paulus. Man kennt ihn. Okay, Nehmen wir uns das hier nochmal raus. Geht's hier ganz raus jetzt, oder? So, von da kamen wir, natürlich. Die Gesundheit regeneriert sich nach der Zeit. Ja, dauert aber ein bisschen. Und im Kampf schon mal gar nicht.
I cannot enter.
Warte mal, halt. Und tschüss. Wir gehen da wieder lang. Nö, wir machen nicht den ganzen Umweg nochmal. Nö. Alter, das sieht aus hier, ne? Mensch, ich hab mir gerade erst gewischt. So, so das. Wow. Joe Peterson. Irgendwie steht der geil. Irgendwie steht der ganz cool. Aber wir gehen einmal zu ihm rein.
Good evening, Harry. May I come in?
Sure. Is there only pain and suffering in this world?
So, jetzt können wir ihn nämlich heilen, weil wir etwas gegen seine Krankheit haben.
Ask you a few questions.
I'm not bothered. What could be worse?
Ich bin nicht genervt, schlimmer
Do you
kann es
need
nicht
any
werden.
medical help, young man?
Klingt auch
Yes, I
komisch,
do.
ne?
I feel so tired. I don't know if it's the epidemic, but everything seems so hard.
You'll feel better with this. But you need to get a grip, young man. Medication alone won't cure melancholia.
I'm not sure I'm happy with the idea of living long in a world like this. But I thank you for your concern, sir.
Goodbye, young man. Take care of yourself.
Is there only pain and suffering in this world?
Ja. So, dann haben wir da hinten ja noch jemanden. Nicht sie, sondern hier hoch war das, ne? Ihn.
How are you, boy?
I'm not your boy, alright? Now piss off.
Kollege,
Do you need assistance?
I'm alright, but if you fancy giving me the medication, I can put it to good use.
Goodbye, young man.
I won't end up another drop.
bin ich verwirrt. Wer war denn das noch? Benjamin Palmer. Ach, die beiden sind jetzt... Ja, ohne Scheiß, er und er sehen sich mega ähnlich. Wir haben aber nichts gegen Migräne, ne? Ich muss erst die Migräne weg, glaube ich.
Good evening, Benjamin. Can I help you?
I'm afraid not, Mr. Reed.
You don't seem well, Benjamin. Do you need any help?
I always feel ill, sir. It's like I'm never right.
I
Okay.
will see you later. A gun, alcohol, and a bad temper make a terrible cocktail, sir.
Ja,
Goodbye for now.
das ist nun mal so. Okay, dann gucken wir noch mal hier unten. Liegen einfach Tote rum. Dead inside. So, das ist ja auch das Safe House.
I can't believe I'm doing this.
Glaub es denn, du warst dabei.
As long as you have the money. When science fails you.
Psst. Hör auf, so einen Mist zu reden.
Joe, please, I don't have your money.
Hör auf, ihn voll zu quatschen, Mann. Er hat kein Geld.
I have a few questions for you.
Another journalist? I didn't answer the first one, so piss off!
I'm not a journalist, I'm a doctor.
A doctor, you say? It's quite a rare breed in this part of town.
Really? But still, here I am. Dr. Jonathan Reed, at your service.
I'm Joe Peterson to some, but Colossus Joe to most. And I don't remember asking for your service, sir.
Peterson, ist das nicht der Vater von dem Jungen? Na klar. Eric Peterson, das ist der in dem Haus. Meine ich doch.
May I ask what you do around here?
I do whatever I want. and
Irgendwie sieht er voll
sometimes even more.
glatt gelutscht aus, der Typ.
Sod off.
According to you, physicians are scarce in this part of town. Why is that?
Not familiar with this neighborhood, are you? I guess your fancy colleagues are too afraid of being stabbed in the back.
This part of town does have quite a reputation. Would you say it's justified?
Totally. Look at me, for instance. I always look my opponent in the eye before knocking him out.
How did you become the local bully everyone is afraid of, Joe?
There's no pride in roughing up poor bastards. But this is the only job I've found. And it pays well, too.
A job? So you're racketeering for someone else?
I got enlisted by the Wet Boot Boys, a gang from the docks. I'm their muscle for their dirty work.
Ah ja.
Most people don't become thugs when unemployed. This is a choice you made.
I don't care what you think, sir. I do what I have to do for my own reasons, and that's that.
I'm not sure
Bishop.
Mr. Lewis would agree with your by all means necessary philosophy, sir.
Oh, do you really think he's the poor victim here? Barrett can be as sneaky as anyone. Long ago, I even called the bastard my best friend.
Oh, war doch erfolgreich. Barrett Lewis. Okay.
Have you heard of a nurse named Dorothy Crane? She's a colleague of mine and is supposed to live around here.
Dorothy Crane. Yeah, I know her. One of the few good souls who dare to help the sick around here.
Could you please tell me more about her?
She's a nice girl. Tries to help the migrants. I offered to give her a hand, but she said my reputation would attract too much attention.
Kann ich verstehen.
Harry doesn't seem happy living in Whitechapel. Why did you make him come here?
I've always put my son's interests above everything else, whatever he may think. Our house is small but affordable. The walls are thin, but the door is solid.
You really love your son, don't you, Mr. Peterson?
He's my pride and joy. Even if he hates me for the choices I make and pushes me buttons more than he should.
Kann ich irgendwie verstehen.
Do you have any regrets?
Only one. Not to have my beloved wife by my side. She died when Harry was little. My sweet Jane. She gave the boy confidence.
Okay.
Since the criminal nature of your job means you could be arrested, are you not afraid of what would happen to your boy if you were?
No one will ever take my son away from me. If that ever occurred, I'd hunt the bastard down and rip off his head with my bare hands.
Ja.
Can I offer you my medical expertise, Mr. Peterson?
The name is Colossus Joe. I don't get sick.
Colossus Joe. Ich bin aber klein.
Goodbye, Mr. Peterson.
Gut. Dann haben wir ihn. Er wollte nicht erleben. Er ist häufig krank. Okay. Barrett Lewis.
Fancy buying something, sir?
You never lose your focus, do you? Joe Peterson. He's the villain here, isn't he? But you seem to know each other.
I've known Joe for years. I saw him box once or twice. He was a friend then. But these days, he's just another thug.
Okay.
What can you tell me about Mr. Peterson? Besides his behavior toward you, obviously.
Colossus Joe was a decent boxer, good one even. But after his wife passed away, he found every excuse to stop training. Just wanted to pick fights with everyone.
It's never easy to find a new path in life, especially after the loss of a loved one. But crime is certainly not the best option.
We've all had some rough times, ain't we? But most of us don't use our fists to see us through.
And no one has ever stood up to this thug.
Nobody will be fool enough to stand against a wet boot boy.
Okay.
Do you need help, sir?
I only need you to purchase something from my shop, sir.
Was? Hallo? Nicht so gierig, Kollege.
Joe Peterson. He's the villain here, isn't he?
I've known
Das
Joe
kennen
for
wir.
years.
Achso, okay. Über Harrys
What do
Gesundheit.
you know of Harry Peterson? The boy seems so fragile. Not like his father at all.
Harry's a good boy, but he spends most of his time complaining. He's had it tough, all right, but he needs to grow a pair.
What troubles him exactly?
But despite being his father's son, almost everything, I think. He never wanted to come to Whitechapel in the first place. Hates this place more than most of us.
Goodbye for now, Mr. Lewis.
Haben wir hier unten soweit mit allen Geräten, oh, aber mit ihr noch nicht und mit der da oben auch nicht. Genau.
Don't be shy, handsome. What can Christina do for you?
I'm not looking for what you're selling. But I'd like to ask you a few questions, if I may. I'm a doctor. Dr. Reed.
All right then, but be quick. Though I usually get paid when I open my mouth.
Zu viel, bin fast eingeschlafen. Aber nur fast. Aber nur fast. Dann lass dich von Dennis wach halten. So, die Gesundheit.
Christina, have you been examined? The epidemic is spreading fast in London, and you could be exposed or expose others.
I don't like doctors or hospitals, but I don't like you asking questions.
War nicht so unhöflich. Ihre Karriere birgt viele für Gesundheitsrisiken. Ja, doch.
Considering your line of
Kommt hin.
work, I assure you it is only a matter of time before you have health issues.
If it is going to happen, it will happen.
Health
Right
issues ist
now,
gut.
I need money. That's what's important.
Aber ich mache mir doch nur Gedanken.
You can put your own life in danger, that's your decision. But what about your clients? If you're contaminated, you will put them in danger too.
And you think that would worry me? If you knew the men I deal with, their health would not be what you'd worry about.
Ah ja. Persönliche Frage. Erzählen Sie mir mal von sich.
Tell me about yourself.
Are you joking with me?
Nee, besser nicht. Ich muss
People
morgen um
don't
6 Uhr
usually
arbeiten.
come to
Ach
see
du
me for
Heiliger.
conversation.
I have no interest.
Dann bleib nicht zu lange wach, Franzi.
I am, however, curious as to what led you into this career.
Short story. The war, exile, and England.
Dann lass dir von Dennis was
This country is
vorsingen.
not especially welcoming. I've been refused many jobs because of where I am from. I had few options left.
I always thought I was the master of my own fate. But now I know we don't always have control over our lives. I don't judge you.
You know, this money is not only for me. I have good reasons to need this money quickly. But it is not your concern, Doctor.
Ist das so?
Do you know Nurse Dorothy Crane from the Pembroke Hospital? Anything you can tell me about her would be helpful.
I don't know her, but I know her name is Dorothea Crasionescu. She came from Romania
Crasionescu.
like me and many others.
You seem to respect her.
Dorothea helps the sick people of Whitechapel. Everyone should respect that.
Jetzt so ein bisschen so einen russischen Akzent oder so, ne? Gut.
Goodbye, miss. Take care of yourself as best you can.
Warte mal, jetzt will ich noch mal gucken. Ich vergesse das immer zu gucken. Das ist sie, ne? Erschöpfung. Dann bleib ich wach, wenn er
Change
singt.
your mind,
Er soll mir lieber eine
Mr.
gute Nachtgeschichte erzählen. Ja, dann soll er mal loslegen.
It depends on the price of your medicine.
I am shocked that you would think I am that sort of man.
Forgive my suspicion. I'm so used to liars with good manners. Thank you, sir.
Ja.
Goodbye, miss. Take care of yourself as best you can.
Besser ist. Husten Sie nicht in der Öffentlichkeit, kennen wir. Und das kennen wir auch. Oh, ein Priester.
Forgive my interruption.
Do not apologize, my son. Father Tobias Whitaker is always happy to teach mortals about the incoming Armageddon.
I am Dr. Jonathan Reed, and I just have a few questions.
A scientist?
Die Kirche.
You are much more lost than I thought, my son.
Wenn ich den Satz schon höre. Halt's Maul! Es steht schlecht um mich.
What do
Weil
you
ich
mean
Wissenschaftler
when you
bin?
say that I am more lost than you thought?
All scientists are entangled in a world of causes and consequences. And most of them can't see the plain truth.
Quite a judgmental opinion, if you ask me. But what do I know? Blinded by science as I am.
But you are seeking answers, aren't you? Answers about the Armageddon about to strike the city. Answers about the hidden truth.
Mhm. Ich glaube nur an Fakten.
I am. But the answers I seek are based on facts, not superstition.
Ja. Und nochmal das.
Also,
Quite a...
Dankeschön, ich höre.
Well, I suppose I can spare a few minutes listening to your so-called...
Ihre angebliche Wahrheit.
You must be aware of a decimating epidemic. But let me tell you that this so-called Spanish flu is just the beginning of the end.
What do you mean?
The beast is finally revealing itself, corrupting the flesh and the heart of men. With my own eyes I have seen them, those minions from the abyss.
Ah ja.
Really? And what would be your answer to this biblical threat?
We must fight the disease before this legion outnumbers us. But not with scalpels and microscopes. No.
What is left then?
Cleansing fire.
Ah ja. Wie genau werden sie diese Stadt reinigen?
Tell me, Tobias, what exactly is your plan concerning the cleansing of this city?
God will recognize his own. More than once this city has risen from the ashes, hardened and purified by the flames.
Ah ja. Die Wissenschaft ist unsere einzige Hoffnung. Doch wo ziehen sie die Grenzen? Denunzieren wir ihn? Ach komm.
Science and progress are our only hope against the monstrosity hidden behind this epidemic.
See, Doctor? Now you acknowledge the presence of evil within the city's walls.
Ja, ich glaube auch.
Now you start to admit the truth.
Aber wir haben vorhin ein Monster gesehen. Das muss man sich mal geben.
Well, I suppose I can... What do you mean?
The beast.
I have heard enough. Goodbye. Good
Direkt
evening,
abgeledert.
Mr. Whittaker.
It's Father Whittaker, my son. So, are you still lost in your rational delusions?
Have you any friends? Any family left in these terrible times?
No. But I have a disciple I see as my son. He is so devoted. I sent him to preach the good word in the heart of this corrupted city.
Okay.
Where did you send him?
I sent Samuel to the Stonebridge Cemetery, where the pestilence and evil grows night after night.
Mag ihn nicht, kann das sein?
You sent him on some preaching crusade during the epidemic.
As a true believer, Samuel will fear no evil while he walks through the valley of the shadow of death.
Ich glaube, er hat wenig Gehirn.
Do you know Nurse Dorothy Crane from the Pembroke Hospital? I'd like to know more about her.
I don't like the liberal ideas of nurses, but I especially abhor that Nurse Crane you mentioned.
Ah ja.
So, you're not exactly a fan of Florence Nightingale's work. But nurses are essential for modern healthcare.
Nuns should be the only women allowed to take care of male patients. It's obvious only they have the necessary moral fiber.
Boah, ey, die Kirche, ne?
Why do you hate Nurse Crane more than other nurses?
Before coming to London, she was a member of the communist resistance in her country. That's what happens when you let a woman get involved in politics.
Ja. Ich glaube, das war's, ne? Ja.
I have heard enough for tonight.
Ja, das habe ich wirklich. Oh, echt jetzt? So. Sieht ein bisschen aus wie Benedict Cumberbatch. Habt ihr das gesehen? Ich frage mich, wie er da vorbeigekommen ist.